Welcome to this explainer. Imagine waking up tomorrow, you check your banking app, and bam, there's a cool $2 million in cash sitting right there. For a lot of us Singaporean investors who love the idea of passive income, that number, it's literally the ultimate dream. It's the finish line, total financial independence and just an endless stream of cash flowing in. But we have to ask, what does a $2 million retirement actually look like when you plug it into our local ecosystem? Well, let's find out. Okay, let's dive into this. Is $2 million in cash really enough to retire on today in Singapore? We're going to examine some real-world case studies straight from the local financial community. Our goal here is to completely separate the myth of infinite passive income from the hard reality of capital preservation. Section 1. The 2 million dream. To really understand this, let's look at a 20-something investor who just acquired a massive $2 million windfall. How? By perfectly timing the crypto meme coin market. This newly minted millionaire came into the community with a very specific, confident plan. Put that $2 million into something generating a smooth 10% passive return. I mean, that equates to $200,000 a year, right? Enough to seamlessly pay for a luxury condo mortgage and casually travel the world. But here is the dangerous, almost comical illusion of that expectation compared to actual market reality. A 10% smooth, risk-free return, it simply doesn't exist. As the financial community quickly pointed out, any asset yielding double digits comes with massive price volatility and severe risk to your original capital. In fact, one top community commenter dismantled this high-yield myth immediately with this very grounded, localized reality check. They said, "We're got 10% passive income, dreaming law. If there is, everybody would already be putting all their spare cash in it." It's a blunt but absolutely necessary reminder. In investing, risk and reward are forever tied together. Section 2. The yield reality check. So, if chasing a 10% passive income is completely off the table, what can the actual local Singapore market reliably provide? Let's just pause on this number for a second. 10%. If you force your $2 million portfolio to yield this much, especially early on in your retirement, you are literally setting yourself up for failure. Think about it. During an economic downturn, a high-risk portfolio could easily drop by $400,000 in a single year. If you're still relying on pulling out huge chunks of cash while your capital is tanking, you will permanently destroy your retirement portfolio. Instead of looking for magic bullets, the community consensus points towards a much more balanced mix, a blend of different asset classes. We're talking conservative fixed deposits and T-bills offering maybe 3 to 4%. Then you add in local REITs yielding around 5 to 6%. Top it off with broad global ETFs for long-term growth. This diversified approach, it offers a much safer, more sustainable way to generate income. It protects you against inflation without risking complete financial ruin. Section 3. The 4% rule. Now, what's really interesting about this is how the FIRE community, that's financial independence, retire early, uses the famous Trinity study to calculate safe withdrawal rates. It's often referred to simply as the 4% rule. Basically, this study suggests that a balanced portfolio can safely sustain a 4% annual withdrawal rate over a 30-year retirement without you running out of money, even factoring in those bumpy market paths along the way. But applying this rule delivers a heavy dose of reality. $2 million realistically and safely generates $80,000 a year, not $200,000. That is a massive recalibration. Now, don't get me wrong, $80,000 is still a very respectable income, but for our young crypto investor dreaming of luxury condos and endless travel, it requires a profound adjustment of lifestyle expectations. And the community advice actually goes even further. As one experienced member advised, if this is a once-in-a-lifetime money and you wish to be safer, maybe use a 3% or lower initial withdrawal rate. A 3% rate drops your annual passive income down to $60,000. That's about $5,000 a month. Honestly, if your main objective is absolute capital preservation, making sure that nest egg lasts your entire life, this conservative route is actually the prudent path. Section 4. Singaporean Safety Nets. And this brilliantly illustrates why local context matters. Let's shift our focus to a second case study that shows exactly how this context completely changes the math. Take a grounded 40-year-old couple sitting on that exact same $2 million. They have $2 million in liquid net worth, mostly in equities and cash. But crucially, their 5-room resale HDB is fully paid off, no mortgage debt whatsoever. Plus, they've already hit their CPF full retirement sum and their basic healthcare sum. Because of this and their frugal lifestyle, their annual expenses are incredibly low, only about $50,000 to $60,000 a year. Under these specific conditions, with no housing debt and low expenses, that $2 million is way more than enough to retire today. So why are they so secure? Well, by hitting their CPF full retirement sum early, they've locked in a guaranteed state-backed safety net. When they hit age 65, they'll receive a double FRS payout of around $2,000 to $3,000 a month. That means they don't need their $2 million cash portfolio to sustain them single-handedly forever. Those CPF life payouts will kick in perfectly to act as a lifelong inflation buffer.
Section 5. The Barista FIRE Alternative.
This brings us to a powerful middle ground for investors who are maybe burnt out but hesitant to abruptly stop working entirely. It's a strategy known as Barista FIRE. Basically, it involves retiring from your high-stress, full-time career, but taking on a low-stress, part-time job. This covers your basic daily expenses and allows your investment capital to just keep growing untouched. For our 40-year-old couple, they noted they have skill sets that could easily bring in $2,000 to $3,000 a month working part-time. That income alone would almost entirely close their frugal expense gap without them ever having to touch their $2 million. The community actually strongly advises this phased approach to retirement rather than a sudden, hard stop. Step 1, one spouse drops to part-time while the other stays full-time. Step 2, both work part-time to test the waters for about 6 months. And finally, Step 3, a full transition into retirement. This doesn't just financially protect the portfolio, it mentally protects the retirees from that sudden loss of identity and purpose that so often derails early retirees. But wait, what if you don't have those traditional Singaporean housing safety nets? Well, let's look at a third example from local YouTube creator Xiao Chun. He reached FIRE at age 38 with $2 million, but uniquely, he does not own any property. Instead of relying on a paid-off HDB, his strategy was rooted in aggressively scaling his active income by at least 10% every single year while he was working. Now, he's protecting his liquid portfolio by diversifying beyond traditional stocks, moving into assets like gold and crypto. It just proves there are multiple mathematical paths to the exact same $2 million destination. Your ultimate takeaway. Let's see how these 3 contrasting case studies build into your final lesson. The absolutely crucial point is this. True financial independence isn't just about staring at a massive bank balance. It's built on rigid capital preservation, carefully managed lifestyle expectations, and intelligently leveraging your local safety nets. $2 million is a massive, life-changing safety net for sure, but only if you map it correctly against realistic market yields like the 4% rule and your actual long-term lifestyle costs. Which leaves us with one final critical thought for you to ponder. Are you living inside an illusion of financial security, or do you truly know how your $2 million behaves inside the system you've chosen to live in? Take a calm look at your own numbers, apply these strategies, and find your real path to financial independence. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer.